सेवया भगवत्योत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Verse is displayed. Verse is displayed. Verse नहीं. Okay. Okay, please repeat. Dura purena kamena. Dura purena kamena. Mohena cha baliyasa. Mohena cha baliyasa. Shesham griheshu saktasya. Shesham griheshu saktasya. Pramattasya payatihi. Pramattasya payatihi. What word meaning? Dura purena, which is never fulfilled. Kamena, by a strong aspiration to enjoy the material world. Mohena, by bewilderment. Cha, also. Baliyasa, which is strong and formidable. Shesham, the remaining years of life. Griheshu, to family life. Saktasya, of one who is too attached. Pramattasya, mad. Apayati, wastefully pass. He, indeed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. One whose mind and senses are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to family life because of insatiable lusty desires and very strong illusion. In such a madman's life, the remaining years are also wasted because even during those years he cannot engage himself in devotional service. Purport. This is the account of 100 years of life. Although in this age a lifetime of 100 years is generally not possible, even if one has 100 years, the calculation is that 50 years are wasted in sleeping, 20 years in childhood and boyhood, and 20 years in invalidity, jara vyadhi. This only leaves a few more years, but because of too much attachment to household life, those years are also spent with no purpose, without God consciousness. Therefore, one should be trained to be a perfect brahmachari in the beginning of life. Then, being perfect in sense control, one will follow the regulative principles, even if he becomes a householder. From household life, one is ordered to accept vanaprastha life and go to the forest and then accept sannyasa. That is perfection of life. From the very beginning of life, those who are ajitendriya, who cannot control their senses, are educated only for sense gratification, as we have seen in the Western countries. Thus, the entire duration of a life of even 100 years is wasted and misused. And at the time of death, one transmigrates to another body which may not be human. At the end of 100 years, one who has not acted as a human being in a life of tapasya, austerity and penance, must certainly be embodied again in a body like those of cats, dogs and hogs. Therefore, this life of lusty desires and sense gratification is extremely risky. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmelitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraha Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatam vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So very happy to be here amongst all of you. It's always a bliss to sit under the shelter of Gandharvika Giridhari Gaur Hari and to glorify them. I seek blessings of all my superiors who are sitting here. It's a great opportunity always to speak about the Lord, and especially in Kartik month, it becomes even more great. Are you all happy? Kartik Mass is going on. This temple is already a temple of festivals. Now I can imagine what would be happening for 1 month. This verse is a nice verse. If it would have been only brahmacharis here, I would have given a different type of class. But I've been asked to speak on Kartik also. So the essence of this entire thing that Srila Prabhupada has given us in this verse, that life is very short. Out of 100 years, 50 years go in sleeping and doing other activities. 20 years of childhood just goes off like that. And when a person becomes old, obviously we don't have experience, but we will surely have very soon. When a person becomes old, other 20 years are gone. So what remains is very little time, very, very little time. And in that we are expected to perfect our life. So that's a very big expectation. It's a very big project that is given to all of us. This rare human form that we have got, we are supposed to utilize that and we are supposed to perfect that human form. Recently, the place where I stay, from there, we can see some huts, some people staying in huts. It was heavily raining day before yesterday. So I was just thinking that for these people to get a proper shelter also is very difficult. And I am staying in a mansion-like setup. I was just contemplating, why is it that Lord has given me this facilities, like a shelter, 3 times proper food or 2 times, whatever, the clothing that we wear. And the only answer that I was getting again and again is, just so that I can do one pointed devotional service. There is no other reason. Only so that I can do nice Shravan Kirtan. And therefore, especially when we all come together like this, we have to remind ourselves that this opportunity to hear about Krishna is very, very rare. Extremely rare, not everyone gets. Especially when we go out to preach to different categories of people. And when we look at them, then we realize, oh, it's actually a rare thing to sit at one place and hear. Very rare, very rare. I was invited for that TEDx talk. And they told me, you have exactly 18 minutes. I said, 18 minutes is needed for warm-up for me when I start my class. And there were people to tell me, there are 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining and all that. People in this world, very difficult to sit and hear. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have this opportunity where we all sit and hear. At least once in a week, all the Grahastha devotees, they come together, they sit and hear. Yesterday morning, I was speaking about the mischievous pastimes of Krishna. So when all the gopis came to complain about Krishna to Mother Yashoda, so at that time, you know what Mother Yashoda did? She left all the work and she sat there just to hear what the gopis are saying. One pointed focus in hearing Krishna Katha. This is what we can learn from Yashoda Mai in this month of Kartik. I was very amazed to read that verse. Very amazing. So the point is, we have got very short time and we are supposed to perfect our life. It's a big project, no doubt. But then somehow or the other, if we can learn to be absorbed in the activities that we are already doing, that itself will be a great thing. That itself will be a very, very wonderful thing. Because just absorption in the particular activity, like for example, now we are sitting and hearing. So just absorption in this particular activity of Shravanam is enough to advance in devotional service. When we are doing Kirtan, absorption in that Kirtan is enough to advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, absorption is very, very important. And especially now, in the month of Kartik, when all of us, we are singing Damodar Ashtakam. At least once, I'm sure everyone, all the devotees will be singing at least once. And there are other greedy devotees who sing twice also. Morning, evening, both. So now, anyways, I have to sing Damodar Ashtakam because I have taken a vrata. Then why not be absorbed while singing Damodar Ashtakam? Yes. And this absorption can easily come if we can dive deep into the meanings of the words in the verses of Damodar Ashtakam. Because when we are singing and you know the meaning, naturally you can be absorbed. But then if you don't know the meaning, then it's very difficult. Very difficult. Yes. So therefore, as a service to all the devotees here and to myself, I was thinking we'll discuss the 8 verses of Damodar Ashtakam. Is that okay? I've already spoken about this in one of the previous Kartik months. I just took 8 hours to complete. And today's task is in the next 1 hour 15 minutes I'm supposed to complete. Yes. Okay, let's try. So background of Damodar Ashtakam is, this is from Padma Puran. And who is speaking to whom? Narada Muni is speaking to some great souls. Narada Muni is Satyavrat Muni, Satyavrat Muni is speaking. And who is hearing? Narada Muni is hearing. Shaunakadi Rishis are hearing. So this is that great song which we are singing, which was discussed by such great personalities. The person who has penned it down, the 8 verses, he himself is speaking the glories of his 8 verses. And these 8 verses, there are so many wonderful things, which are there in these 8 verses. All glories to our acharyas. If these acharyas don't throw light on these verses, how will we get to know what it is all about? We will give our own purports to all these verses. One of our acharya, his name is Sanatan Goswami, he gives elaborate commentary on each verse of Damodar Ashtakam. That is called as Digdarshani Tika. He is showing us the right way to understand these verses. Pretty deep and pretty technical. But it's very, very wonderful for those devotees who are serious about Krishna consciousness and who really want to make most of it during the Kartik month. So they are the ones who will relish the technical details given in these commentaries of Sanatan Goswami. Kartik Mahatmya says that anyone who sings Damodar Ashtakam every day in the month of Kartik, that person attracts Lord Damodar himself. That's the greatness of these 8 verses of Damodar Ashtakam. So with this prerequisite, let's dive into the 8 verses now. The first verse, we'll sing together. Namam Ishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lokhaladavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Dhritya Gopya. So here, Satyavrat Muni begins with the first word, and that is Namami. He's saying, I bow down. I offer my obeisances. A very nice thing to note that before starting any activity in devotional service, or even for that matter, any material activity also, this is the first thing that the person should do, that is Namami, offer obeisances to the Lord. How? With love and devotion, the way Satyavrat Muni is doing. And Satyavrat Muni, he is going to describe a lot of wonderful attributes of the Lord, excellences of the Lord when it comes to His truth, His form, His qualities, His pastimes, and so on. He's going to describe all that now in these 8 verses. Now, whom is he offering obeisances to? Namami Ishwaram. He's offering obeisances to Ishwara, Supreme Controller. Now, Sanatana Goswami, he throws light on this one word, Ishwara, which can be discussed for another 2 hours. He says Ishwara actually represents 3 important aspects of the Lord. First one is Sarva Shaktiman. He is endowed with all the Shaktis, all the potencies. But I had a question, why Satyavrat Muni has to use this word Ishwara to point to Sarva Shaktiman? Because Satyavrat Muni knows, now I am going to offer prayers to the Lord, and for that I need Shakti. So better I glorify that aspect of the Lord, Sarva Shaktiman, the one who is endowed with all the potencies. Second, behind there will be Kannada translation by Murari Mahaprabhu. So you all can go behind and hear in Kannada. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನುವಾದ ಬೇಕೋ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಕುತ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಮುರಾರಿ ಮಾಧವಪ್ರಭು ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನುವಾದ. Second one is Jagat Ekanatha. Jagat Ekanatha means the Lord of the entire universe. So he is offering obeisance to Jagat Ekanatha, Lord of the entire universe, because he is the only one worth of praising in this entire creation. Therefore, he is going to start his glorification for that personality who is worth of glorifying. And third one is little, very, very close, very personal. Nija Prabhu, my own Prabhu, my own master. So thinking in this way, Satyavrat Muni is offering his obeisances. Namami Ishwaram. Sarva Shaktiman, second. Jagat Ekanatha, and third, Nija Prabhu, my Prabhu. And he is offering obeisances. Now, how is he manifest this Prabhu, this great personality, supreme personality of Godhead? How is he manifest? Namami Ishwaram Sat Chit Ananda Rupam. The favorite verse of all the Iskcon devotees. Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindam Sarva Karana Karanam. This verse everyone knows. And after that, all the verses, last line everyone knows. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So who is that personality? He is a personality. First and foremost, he is a Vigraha. He is a personality. And what is he composed of? Sat, Chit and Ananda. In my initial days, when I was reading Prabhupada's books, I think first few months of my Krishna consciousness. So at that time, I used to ask my mentor, His Grace Amrendra Prabhu. So I used to ask him, what is the Sak, Chit, Ananda? He laughed at me. It's not Sak, it's Sat. And not cheat, it's Chit. Sat, Chit, Ananda Vigraha. So Lord is Sat, Chit, Ananda Vigraha. Sat is eternal. Second, Chit is full of knowledge, and Ananda is full of bliss. This is specifically described to give description of excellence of Lord's truth, which is technically called as Tattva Vishesha. Now, one important point to note, since Satyavrat Muni is going to speak about Damodar Lila, and ordinary people might think, what is this? Small child running, mother is catching, and then she's showing stick and she's tying. What is so great about it? No, there's a lot of greatness. And that's why Satyavrat Muni is saying, Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. He starts the entire Damodar Ashtakam with this first line, telling us that I'm not going to talk about some ordinary child of this world. I'm talking about a great personality. Not just great personality, supreme personality of Godhead. Now then he enters into the beauty of the Lord and he says, Lasat Kundalam. Now you can imagine Satyavrat Muni with his camera. Yes. So you're seeing the Lord and now he's zooming it directly to the earrings of the Lord. Lasanti means swinging. The earrings are swinging. Lasanti also means very, very effulgent, very glorious. Simple question. Why are earrings moving to and fro? Why? Because he's running. Simple. What is so great about? So one is he's running. Other thing is he's very, very restless when it comes to his childhood activities. If you want to know the restlessness of Lord Krishna, go and ask Mother Yashoda. Shukdev Goswami says, for Mother Yashoda to do household work was very difficult. The child was so naughty, crawling around. And now imagine when the child has started walking, what would happen to Mother Yashoda? All the time in anxiety. But spiritual anxiety. And this spiritual anxiety is very, very blissful. So that swinging to and fro earrings, they are actually talking about the Lord's restless nature in his childhood activities, and especially now he's running in this particular pastime. And more important, why are these earrings so shining effulgently? Why are those so splendorous? Because Lord is wearing those earrings. One question to all of you. So the ornaments beautify our Giridhari or our Giridhari beautifies the ornaments? Sure, everyone. Pujaris can tell it better. Especially, whenever I dress my deities. So when I remove all the ornaments and keep in the plate, those ornaments are like dead. But only when you put them onto the Lord, the ornaments start looking very beautiful. Many times I've seen devotees standing in front of the altar here and they say, look at that ornament looking so beautiful. Why is it looking so beautiful? Because Giridhari is wearing. And here, Bhoshana Bhoshanangam. Since Lord is wearing these earrings are looking very, very beautiful. But see, I had a very important question first time when I started singing this. Why only earrings are described? Something else, some other ornament could have been described. But this earring is very special. Sanatana Goswami says, Maha Saubhagya, great fortune these earrings have. Because these earrings are there in the ears. And when Krishna is moving to and fro, the earrings are also moving. Earrings are moving. Yes. And these earrings, they have the great opportunity to kiss the cheeks of the Lord always. Wow. I don't know why you said Hari Bol. I don't know. But then Hari Bol, yes. They are those great fortunate entities who are getting to kiss the cheeks of the Lord all the time, and therefore Satyavrat Muni, he's zooming his camera directly at the earrings. And through that he is also saying that Lord is wearing many other ornaments which are beautified because Lord is wearing. So this is an indication by one ornament. So this is Lord's excellence of beauty. Excellence of Lord's beauty is described in this. Lasat Kundalam. This is technically called as Rupa Vishesha. So we saw excellence of truth in the first line. And second line, half. We have now seen excellence of his beauty, Rupa Vishesha. The next two words are Gokule Bhrajamanam. So here comes excellence of Lord's family. Who all stay in Gokul? Oh, you are like, I don't know who stays. Sorry, Prabhu. So Nanda Maharaj is there, Yashoda Mai is there, all the Gopas, all the Gopis, cows. Everyone whom Krishna loves, they stay in Gokul. They stay in this place. And therefore, the first thing now Satyavrat Muni is going to talk about is the place. And he says, Bhrajamanam. Lord is very splendorous in his Gokul. Why is very splendorous in Gokul? Because he's at home. And he is manifesting those pastimes which are very, very confidential, which he manifests only in his abode. That is Goloka Vrindavan. And now since that abode has come here, And all his associates have come here. Lord is manifesting those pastimes, and therefore is very, very splendorous in his appearance. Very, very splendorous. So this is excellence of Lord's family or parivar vishesha that is mentioned here. So in the first two lines, excellence of Lord's truth is established. Excellence of Lord's beauty is established. Excellence of Lord's family is established. Only in the presence of his family members, Lord is exhibiting these wonderful pastimes. Nowhere else you will see Lord doing this. Not even in Mathura, not even in Dwarka. Forget about Vaikuntha and this material world. So now Satyavrat Muni, he enters the substance, the actual discussion, that is Damodar Lila. And now he's going to describe the excellence of Lord's pastimes, technically called as Lila Vishesha. Yashoda bhiyo lukha ladhava manam param rishnamatyanta to drutya gopya. After breaking the pot, our Lord is sitting in the storeroom on the wooden grinding motor and he's feeding all the monkeys. Is he peaceful or is he fearful? Sorry, Prabhu, we have not seen. At least from Shastra we understand he is not peaceful. He is very fearful. The door is behind. Monkeys are here near the window and he is feeding all the monkeys. And he is very fearful, looking here and there what will happen next, because he knows pitai hone wali aaj. And then suddenly all the monkeys start behaving weirdly and he got to know someone has come behind. And without seeing behind, he just jumped from the wooden grinding motor and he started running. Yashoda bhiya. Out of the fear of Mother Yashoda, he started running. From where? Ulukhala? From the wooden grinding motor? Away from wooden grinding motor. Yashoda bhiyo ulukhala dhavamanam. He runs. And now a very wonderful thing to note. Atyanta tato drutya, this particular line, it describes something about Mother Yashoda. Her beauty. She is running with various wonderful bodily features. Very wonderful ornaments that she is wearing. With that she is running. And very beautifully it is described. She is looking beautiful. Obviously because of all that she is wearing. But she becomes even more beautiful because of that Vatsalya Rasa, or that love that she has got for Krishna. That affection that she has got for Krishna, she looks even more beautiful. And that beauty is described in this, when she is running. Satyavrat Muni is just seeing that through his camera, and everything is seeing that, how they are running. And he's zooming and looking at Mother Yashoda's beauty, and he's able to make out, just ornaments cannot make her so beautiful. Oh, her Vatsalya bhav towards Krishna is making her so beautiful. And what did she do? She did something which Acharyas glorify and cry. For us, it doesn't matter. But Acharyas, it matters because they have perfected their life. They know what it is. They know the Sambandha Gyan clearly, that how great the Lord is. The line, Param Rishtam. She ran and she caught him from behind. Our Acharyas describe, she caught the cloth of Krishna. And she pulled him. Now, for us, we might think, oh, Prabhu, come on, what is so great about it? My mother would also catch me like this and beat me nicely. What is so great about it?
Hello, check. Hello.
Yes, hello. What is so great about it? And the answer here is, here we're not talking about an ordinary person, we're talking about Krishna. For your information, a demon called Kala Yavana, when he was running behind Krishna, Krishna was walking, Kala Yavana was running. And the distance was the same all the time. Kala Yavana is thinking, I'm running, this person is walking, I'm not able to catch him. He cannot catch him because he's a demon. And here, for your information, Kala Yavana is younger than Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda is very old. In a very old age, she gave birth to Krishna. Now, this old lady is running. Or older than Kala Yavana, that lady is running. But she is able to catch Krishna, thinking all this. The Acharyas cry tears. Oh Lord, this is your excellence of affection for your devotees. You allow your devotees to capture you. How great you are, and that devotee, how great that devotee is. How much love this devotee has, that the devotee is able to capture you. Technically, this is called as Sneha Vishesha. So in this way, Lord's affection towards his mother and mother's affection towards the Lord is described very beautifully in this last line. So this is the first stanza which Satyavrat Muni is describing. He describes the excellence of various attributes of the Lord. He starts with Tattva, then he talks about Rupa, then he talks about what Vishesha? Parivar, he talks about the family. Next he talks about the Lila. And then finally he talks about Sneha. That is affection, Lord's affection towards the Lord. Now in that same mood, he is describing the excellence of Lord's Leelas. That is Leela Vishesh is describing. Second verse. Rudantam mohor netra yugmam rijantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram moshvasakam patri rekha kantha Steta Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. Mother Yashoda has caught Krishna and our Lord is crying, Rudantam. He's crying very, very piteously. He's crying more looking at the stick. Because for your information, Mother Yashoda till now, till this past time, she has never held a stick in her hand. Even when the gopis came to complain and they did elaborate complaints, even at that time, Mother Yashoda, looking at Krishna being fearful, she smiled at Krishna and he said, it's okay, it's okay. And then she took Krishna and went inside. She didn't scold Krishna. And for the first time, Mother Yashoda is holding stick in the hand and Krishna is extremely fearful. Question to all of you. Is Krishna acting or is he really fearful? How many of you say really fearful? How many of you say he is Damebaz, he is acting? Okay, somebody was saying. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in one of the verses, he says, Lord is actually crying. He's not acting, he's actually crying. Because he's reciprocating with his dear devotee. So he's so absorbed in that pastime, he's not acting. He's actually crying tears. Actually crying tears. And here when Lord is crying tears, looking at the stick, all the tears which are coming out from his eyes, hopes which Krishna has is, looking at these tears, mother will not beat me today. Therefore those tears are coming out. Sanatana Goswami describes a very nice thing. Rudantam moho. He's crying again and again. So tears are getting filled in the eyes. Rudantam mohor netra yugmam rajantam. Karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram. So with his two hands, Yugma, Netra, and the hands, Kara. With that, he's rubbing his eyes. And Sanatana Goswami says, all that water that is filled in the eyes, he's trying to remove it out. To show to Mother Yashoda, see, I'm crying. And he's trying to wipe away all those tears. Continuously tears are flowing. Continuously. And the entire mood is, now when Mother Yashoda looks at my tears, firstly she'll throw away the stick. And secondly, she'll not scold me. Because the past, all the incidents which have happened, she has not scolded me. But he does not know. Today, Mother Yashoda is in a different mood altogether. She is going to teach a lesson, a different lesson. Satanka netram. He's looking here and there with his fearful eyes. And again, the entire goal behind being fearful is, if Mother Yashoda looks at me being fearful, that day when I was fearful, she took me inside. She said, okay, but beta koi nahi, it's okay. And she told all the gopis, go home. Maybe today also she'll do that. But today, she is in a different mood altogether. Mohoshvasena. Now see, when he's crying, along with that, he has ran around the entire place. Now the combination of crying and running, obviously the breath will be too high, breathing very heavily. Now when he's breathing very heavily, kampa, there's something that is trembling. What is that is trembling? All of you should appreciate Satyavrat Muni's HD camera. You look at how he is zooming in different entities. Now he directly zooms in and he sees the pearl necklace, Kanthe Stita Graivam. The pearl necklaces that Krishna is wearing, that is trembling. And then he zooms in more and he sees exclusively the Kantha of the Lord. And how is this Kantha? Three Rekha Anka Kantha. There are markings, there are three lines marked like a conch shell. In this way, our Lord, through all this, he's trying to tell Mother Yashoda, enough. I'm very fearful. Enough. But then Mother Yashoda, in a different mood, what she did, she got Krishna and she took Krishna close to that grinding motor and she started tying Krishna. And it is very beautifully described that when Mother Yashoda is tying Krishna, and when Krishna saw the parishram that the mother is doing, his own devotee doing, at that time, he allowed Mother Yashoda to tie him. And through this, Krishna is exhibiting his excellence of Bhakta Vashyata, where Krishna is showing that I come under the control of my devotees. Why this pastime is so much glorified? Why is it that this pastime is sung throughout the entire month? Preachers have tough time because every day there is Deepdan and they're invited to give talk. And they're thinking, what should I speak? Same audience every day. But then the same Lila spoken again and again is highlighting this one point, that is Bhakta Vashyata. That Lord comes under the control of his devotees. So when we're singing this line, Damodaram Bhakti Baddham, we're supposed to remember the excellence of Lord's one of the quality that is coming under the control of his own devotee, Bhakta Vashyata. That's very nice. Sanatana Goswami says, Bhaktyaiva Baddham. So this particular two words, they refer to two aspects. One is from the side of Mother Yashoda and other from the side of the Lord. From the side of Mother Yashoda, from the mother's viewpoint, she is binding Krishna out of her parental love. Yes. That love that she feels for her son, she is binding with that mode. And from the viewpoint of the Lord, he is getting bound because of this Bhakta Vashyata, seeing the devotion of her mother. Baddham, he willingly accepted to get bound. So Sanatana Goswami's question, which rope has the power to bind? No rope in this world has the power to bind the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this rope is very, very special because this rope is a rope of love. And in the same pastime, towards the end, when our Lord is crawling and he delivers the two trees, two personalities came out of that tree. Their names are Nalakuver and Manigiriv. So the question comes that why did Lord deliver them? And Sanatana Goswami answers and he says, Lord delivered them because Lord was bound by the words of two devotees. Any guesses? Okay, Narada Muni, simple. Second? Second? Not Yashoda. Because of two devotees, they were delivered. So one is Narada Muni, because Narada Muni did whatever all of us know. Second one was Kuvera himself. Sanatana Goswami is saying that Kuvera is the devotee of the Lord and Lord is thinking, oh, they're kids of my devotees? They are not devotees, it's okay, but he is devotee. Kuvera is devotee. For Kuvera and Narada, I'll deliver these two. So Kuvera and Narada, they had bound Krishna by their devotion. Look at the greatness of our Lord, Bhakta Vashyata. So when we are singing the second stanza, we can see the Lila Vishesh, the excellence of Lord Lila. And at the same time, we can appreciate how Lord reciprocates with his devotees, allowing the devotees to bind him. Sometimes with the rope, which is a rope of love, and sometimes with the words. And obviously in all that, Bhakti is what actually binds the Lord. This is the second verse. Let's dive deep little more into the third verse now. Iti driksvalilabhirananda kunde Swaghosham nimajjantam akyapayantam Tadiyeshitagyeshu bhaktirjitatvam Punha prematastam shatavritti vande. Iti drik. So Satyavrat Muni, when he's writing this, Iti drik, he's obviously referring to Damodar Lila, this Lila. But along with that, he remembers all the other pastimes that Krishna has done till now. What is the age of Krishna in Damodar Lila? He's 3 years. 3 years baby. Can you imagine how cute our Lord will be? Yes, just 3 years. Now here, all those wonderful pastimes that Lord did right from Putana Vad till Damodar Lila, all that Satyavrat Muni is saying, and he's saying Iti Drik Swa Lila. Swa Lila? Why is he saying Swa Lila? Obviously when he's saying Iti Drik, these Leelas, it means Krishna's Leelas. But specifically he uses the word Swa and some Sanskrit technicality. Swasya means specifically pointing towards uncommonly divine pastimes. Because we don't hear a small baby killing a demon. We don't hear a small baby going on a ride up in the sky and then comes down safely. Yes. And we don't hear, any baby who is getting tied by the mother, and even after tying so many ropes together, still the mother is not able to tie him. We don't hear anyone like that. Uncommon activities, uncommon pastimes, Leela bihi. And by with all this, what is Lord trying to do? Ananda kunde nibajjantam swaghosham. All the devotees in Gokul, he's drowning all of them in the pools of ecstasy. See, for us, we will not understand what it means. We should interview the gopis and the gopas there and ask them how it feels to see all this. Shukadeva Goswami gives us a little glimpse in 2 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Please repeat. Gopi bhistobito nrityad Bhagavan balavat kvachet Udgayati kvachin mugdhas Tadvashodaru yantravat. So here, Shukadeva Goswami is describing one particular pastime. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is elaborating and adding more lines to it. And Srila Prabhupada directly takes from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and he gives it in the Bhaktivedanta purports and the translation. So one gopi is showing one sweet to Krishna. Krishna, you want this? You want it? And Krishna is saying, yes, I want it. And then gopi is saying, I'll give you only when you dance. For your information, there is no music, there is no instrument. And guess what? Just for that sweet, Krishna started dancing without any music. And here Shukadeva Goswami is saying, oh, these gopis, they had so much of love for the Lord that they made the Lord a puppet in their hands and they were making them literally dance. Literally dance. Another example that Shukadeva Goswami is giving. Bibarti kvachid agyaptah Pitakon padukam Bahukshepam cha kurute Swanam cha pritimavahan. Here Shukadeva Goswami is describing that Mother Yashoda would tell Krishna, go and get that pita, that wooden sitting place, get that. Sometimes Nanda Maharaj would say, get my footwear. And Krishna, like a very, very obedient son, sometimes he was obedient, like a very, very obedient son, he would go to that place. Again, let me tell you, these descriptions are all about a small boy who is less than 3 years. He would go and try his best to lift it, and he's not able to lift. And here it is said, Bahu Shepam Chakurute. Now when he goes to get it, Mother Yashoda is watching. Now since relatives came, therefore she asked, go and get that Peetha on which these people can sit. All the relatives are there, other people are there, all of them, they're observing Krishna. Now he's trying to lift, it's heavy, he's not able to lift. That same person who lifted Govardhan is not able to lift. How much time it takes to do Govardhan Parikrama? If you do Aram se, it takes at least 8 hours. If you do more Aram se, I don't know how much time it will take. That Govardhan Krishna had lifted. And the same person is struggling. And everyone is observing. And Krishna is feeling very embarrassed that he's not able to lift. So looking at all of them, he does that. Bahuk Shepam. Looking at all of them, he says, I can do it. And Mother Yashoda comes there. She picks up Krishna on one side. She takes the Peetha on the other side and she goes. Just imagine all of us, we are just hearing. We are just hearing, and when we hear these pastimes, naturally we feel very blissful. Just think about being personally present in that place and looking at all this. Krishna's expressions, Krishna's activities, his gestures. What would happen? Just imagine. That was happening with these Brajavasis. Every day they were drowning in ecstasies. Every day they were drowning in ecstasies. Therefore, when Krishna left Vrindavan, they were not able to bear the separation. It was very difficult for them, very, very difficult. Because for them, the darling of Vrindavan is Krishna. And when that Krishna left, the entire Vrindavan, all the Brajavasis, they were mad, completely mad. They would look at those pastime places. Even now they were drowning because their remembrance of the Lord is more now than before. And even at that time they were drowning in the pools of ecstasies, but much more deeper ecstasies. And therefore, by doing all these pastimes, Tadiyeshu, Krishna is showing. Krishna is showing all of them who are attracted by Lord's opulence, His majesty. He is showing, all of you who are attracted by my opulence, see my pastimes. See by what I get bound. Bhaktyar jitatvam. Only by bhakti, only by pure devotional service, I get bound. If you also want to conquer me, akhyaptam, he is doing advertisement. If you also want to conquer me, do this. That is pure devotional service. Tell me, who in this world will keep all the confidential aspects of life open for everyone? Krishna has kept it open. Krishna's private activities are open. I don't think any of us will describe how our mothers bet us in the childhood very nicely, either with belt or with some stick or with that spoon with chapati is made, or sat. Anyone would like to describe in public? Yes. But Krishna got bound. Actually, it's a very insulting thing. That is described in public. Krishna's private pastimes with gopis, that is described in public. Why all this is described? Krishna is doing advertisement. He's doing advertisement that if you also want to do this with me, render pure devotional service. This is what Krishna is trying to tell, very clearly, with all this. Therefore, this line is very nice. Tadiye shitagdeshu bhaktyar jitatvam punha prematastam shata vritti vande. And Satyavrat Muni, meditating on all this, he's filled with love now. Premataha, with excellence of love and devotion, Satyavrat Muni is offering obeisances. How many obeisances? Shatavritti, he is saying, hundreds and hundreds of obeisances. On to whom? Tam. That Ishvara. Which Ishvara? The first line wala Ishvara. Not the one who is running around. That first line wala Ishvara. That great personality. Who started running? Because to reciprocate with the love of his devotee. That Ishvara, I am offering obeisances. How many times will offer? Punha, Bande. Repeatedly I offer obeisances. Repeatedly. See, one thing that all of us should note. It's very nice to hear Krishna's sweet pastimes. But unless and until we don't understand Krishna's greatness, we'll never be able to understand the depth of those pastimes. Many times newcomers, they say, प्रभु जी कुछ लीला बताइए, लीला बोलिए, बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बहुत मजा आता है लीला सुनने में. You know why we enjoy the pastimes of the Lord? Is unfortunately what we do is we pull the pastimes of the Lord at our level, and then we see, oh, same thing happened in my life also. Same thing. Krishna and gopis, oh, same. My girlfriend, my boyfriend. Actually, it happened. In one of the class, one newcomer was there, a lady, and then somehow she got my number, and she asked a question. That Prabhu, see, there's so much of confidentiality when it comes to relationship of Radha and Krishna. How much Sri Radha loved Krishna. I also love my boyfriend similarly. But he does not understand my love. What should I do? Then I was thinking, for answering this question only, I joined Brahmacharya Ashram. Very nice question. So this is the problem, and therefore we commit offenses, and therefore we regress in our devotional service. So many times people ask, why Prabhupada speaks so much about Siddhanta? Why he speaks so much about greatness of the Lord? Why he doesn't speak more of pastimes? Because Prabhupada knows very well, if Tattva is clear, if Siddhanta is clear, then when the person reads the pastimes, naturally he'll relish. Naturally. Therefore, now in these verses, Satyavrat Muni, simultaneously he is doing two things. One, he is establishing greatness of the Lord, and he is describing the sweetness of the Lord. He is offering obeisances to that great personality who is doing sweet pastimes. So now, after describing these excellences in the first three verses, if the Lord asks him, "Abhi bahut glorify kar liya, abhi batao kya chahiye?" Normally people come to me and glorify because they want something. What do you want? And Satyavrat Muni, he says, Varam deva moksham na moksham vadimva nachanam rineham vareshadapiha idam teva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virashtam kimanyai. Now there's a request, a very important request. He is putting forward his desire in two verses, fourth and fifth. Firstly, he says, Deva, Varam Deva. When he says Deva, he's again talking about, O Supreme Effulgent One, O Divya Purush. And then he's saying, Iha, in this Vrindavan, since you're asking me what I want, let me tell you, here in this Vrindavan, I'm begging you, the most effulgent personality, Divya Purusha. And who are you? You're Varesha. You can give any benediction. You're Varadaraj. You can give any benediction. But let me tell you, Varam na vrene. I don't ask any boon. I don't want. This is called a style of devotees. Lord is asking, batao kya chahiye? And a pure devotee, kuch nahi chahiye. Arey batao kya chahiye? Aur seva do. I want more seva. And Lord is also thinking, oh, what will I do? I'll be indebted. He's not asking anything. What will I give him? So he's saying, I don't seek any boon, any benediction. See, moksha is something which everyone loves. Dharma, artha, kama, then comes moksha. After the person goes higher and higher in his consciousness, then he comes to a level of moksha where he expects one day, like the rivers merge into ocean, I'll also merge into Brahman. Hey Satyavrat, you want this? And at that time, Satyavrat Muni is saying, Varam Deva Moksham na. I don't want moksha. I want to merge in Brahman. That's a spiritual suicide. I don't want this. Oh, then looks like you're a Iskcon devotee. You want personal liberation. You want to enter Vaikuntha. So this next word, that is moksha avadhi, it talks about the other four personal liberations, going to Vaikuntha. Can you imagine? Obviously, for Iskcon devotees, it's very difficult, because for Iskcon devotees, nothing less than Golok. Vaikuntha, no, Vaikuntha. Only Golok. Obviously, I'm not doing enough bhakti to go to Golok, but still, Golok is what I desire. Yes. So now, here, when it comes to moksha avadhi, it talks about personal liberation. All those 4 personal liberations, that is getting the form as that of the Lord, that is sarupya, opulence as that of the Lord, sarshti, same planet as that of the Lord, salokya, and what remains? Being always close to the Lord and talking to Him personally. Can you imagine? In Vaikuntha, Lord is sitting, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and you're sitting very close and you're doing that gusud pusud with the Lord. Yes? You're talking to the Lord and Lord is replying. Oh, that's amazing. Samipya. And here, when it comes to Satyavrat Muni, he's saying, no, I don't want any of it. Oh, so moksha avadhi. And after that, he uses the word cha. Now see, for us, we are like, okay, cha, okay. But for Acharyas, it's not like that. So Sanatana Goswami says, cha means something. So moksha avadhi, so cha should be higher. So what is that cha? That cha is the bliss that is derived from Navavida Bhakti. Now when I'm sitting and doing Shravan or doing Kirtan, for those devotees who are at the higher, advanced stages, oh, they are in ecstasy, they are in bliss. They have attained perfection in Shravan, Kirtan and so on. So here this devotee is saying, I don't want that also. Now I was thinking, why are you saying like this? Because he understands very clearly. By the way, how is Shravan, Kirtan, etc. greater than Vaikuntha? That was my question first. How is that greater than Vaikuntha? Because when 4 Kumaras, when they're offering prayers to the Lord after cursing Jai Vijay, so they said, oh Lord, you send us to hell also, no problem. But allow us to hear your glories. And that proves that you can experience that bliss of Vaikuntha even in hell if you're allowed to do Shravan Kirtan. Yes. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga apavarga narkeshu aputilyartha darshinaha. So when it comes to devotees, they don't bother much. Narka, swarga or wherever. They'll continue doing Shravan Kirtan. Because there's a different bliss in Shravan Kirtan altogether. So moksha avadhi, and then comes the Navavida Bhakti. The bliss of Navavida Bhakti. But this devotee is saying, no. That also I don't want. Then what do you want? The Lord will also be puzzled, no? What do you want? And then Satyavrat Muni, he puts it forward. And he says, Idam te vapurnatha gopala balam sada me manasya verashtam ki manyai. He is saying, I want this form of yours. Which form? This. What does that mean? It means Satyavrat Muni is actually saying, he's saying this form. I want this form as Bal Gopal. Sada me manasya avirishtam. May this form be always remain in my mind, in my heart. And say, if Lord says, see, think again. Moksha avadhi, cha. Think again. There's a different bliss altogether. And he's saying, no, I don't want. Kimanyai? What is the use of all this? See, Satyavrat Muni is very intelligent. He's not like us. He's very intelligent. He knows Shastra, he knows Siddhanta, and he knows very well, if I develop attachment towards the Lord, all the bliss of the entire creation is anyways there in it. Because Krishna is the reservoir of all bliss. If he is there in my heart, oh, done. Job done. Satyavrat Muni is very, very intelligent. Very intelligent. And actually it's a fact. See, in our life as well, if somehow we are blessed with strong attachment to the Lord, life will be extremely blissful. Now someone might say, Prabhuji, see, we are here for service, not for bliss. When we have strong attachment, our service will also be like that. Selfless, uninterrupted service. Lord will be extremely pleased with our service. And because of His pleasure, naturally we will be also very happy. Yes. So exclusively I don't desire for my own happiness. That's the mode of a devotee. But he desires happiness of the Lord. And naturally he also becomes happy because that's the entire science of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, if at all we want to desire something in life, we should desire attachment. Attachment to the Lord. May I develop strong attachment to the lotus feet of Giridhari. That should be our desire. Yes. And here, Satyavrat Muni, a very intelligent person, he knows very well that if I have strong attachment to the Lord, I'll serve Him very nicely and He'll be completely satisfied. This is the greed of a devotee. Every moment he wants to give pleasure to the Lord. And he knows that this is possible when I develop strong attachment to the Lord. So in this way, our intelligent Satyavrat Muni has put forward the desires. But now, see, devotees are a little greedy. Little, very greedy. And Rupa Goswami says that greed, laulya, is the mulya that you're supposed to pay if you want to attain something higher, that is Krishna Prema. So with that greed, then he sings, Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilair vritam kunthalai snigdha raktaischa gopya moschumbitam bimba raktadharam me manasya virashtamalam lakshalabhai. He already said idam te there. Again he repeats, idam te. Oh Lord, I long to see this beautiful form of yours. And specifically now, looks like before he was seeing the entire form of the Lord. And as I said, he has a HD camera. And he keeps zooming in. And now he looks at the beautiful form of the face. He sees that beautiful face of the Lord. And he says, idam te. Param Manohara, the most beautiful, supremely enchanting face. How is that face? Mukha Ambuja. It is like Prafulla Kamalakara, fully bloomed or fully grown lotus flower. Very, very beautiful. And Sanatana Goswami says, if someone takes darshan of the beautiful face of the Lord, you know what happens? Nikhila Santapahari. Just by taking darshan of the beautiful face of the Lord, it is described, naturally all the distress is removed. All the distress. I would like to ask here, all of you who come regularly to this temple, how many of you have experienced this? You're going through great distress. And then you say, forget it, it's okay, I'll go take darshan of Giridhari. And you come here, you pay dandavat, and you stand and look at the face of the Lord. And for some time you forget all the miseries that you have in life. How many of you have experienced that? Haribol. Okay, after you go out of the temple, I don't ask what happens after that. At least at that time, when you're looking at the face of the Lord, this is the glory of taking darshan of the Lord. And very beautifully, it is described, Manasi Muhur Avirashtam. O Lord, may this form be revealed again and again and again. This is the desire of the Lord, of the Satyavrat Muni. But see, Satyavrat Muni, he is describing more. He does not end here. Idam te mukham bojam atyanta nilair. And then he says, Vritam kunthalai snigdha rakta. Now he's talking about, okay, there is lotus face and there are curly hair. Vritam, curly hair, kuntala. So firstly covered by hair, and how are those hair? Very beautiful, curly. Atyanta nila, very dark. Snigdha, very glossy. Lord need not apply anything on the hair. Naturally it's glossy. Tinged with red, rakta, tinged with red, reddish. Sanatana Goswami says, see, Lord's face is like lotus. And his hair around, they are like those bumblebees. So when Lord moves his face, so the hair also moves. And it's like the bumblebees are moving around the entire lotus face. And Sanatana Goswami, he says, oh Lord is looking very, very beautiful. This tinged with red, what does that mean? Anyone? It cannot be kumkum because we're discussing Balya Lila. Yes. Any idea? What is that? The dust of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Lord is running around and the dust of Vrindavan is reddish and that falls on his hair and he looks very, very beautiful. Now again we have to interview the Vrajvasis to ask how beautiful. And how reddish, only they can tell. Now Satyavrat Muni is becoming even more greedy. He zooms his camera close to the face and then he zooms it more closer to the lips of the Lord and he says, how are the lips? Very, very reddish. Bimbavad rakta dharam. Very, very reddish. And then he is seeing, oh, there is a gopi. Muhus chumbitam. She is kissing the cheeks of the Lord. Who is that gopi? And here it is described in this pastime. It is Yashoda Mai. And Sanatan Goswami, who is a servant of Srimati Radharani, he says, or Sri Radha. He puts it forward as Sri Radha. So in this way we see that when the description is given, first the entire form of the Lord, oh very beautiful, very sweet. Then the face of the Lord, oh very sweet. And the lips of the Lord, oh extremely sweet. This is one of my favorite shloka. It's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita it comes. Please repeat. Madhuram madhuram vapurasya vibhor. Madhuram madhuram vadanam madhuram. Madhugandhi mridu smitametadaho. Madhuram 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 madhuram. Isn't that wonderful shloka to memorize also? Yes. Madhuram, sweet. How is the form of the Lord? Madhuram madhuram vapurasya vibhor. Oh, Lord's form is very sweet. Twice he's saying, sweet, sweet. Madhuram, madhuram. Then he sees the face. Madhuram, madhuram, vadanam, madhuram. Oh, Lord's face is madhuram, madhuram, madhuram. And that sweet smile on the Lord's face, madhuram, 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 madhuram. Oh, this is the best thing. And Satyavrat Muni, he is looking at that beautiful lips of the Lord and he is glorifying, oh, bimbavad rakta dharam, very reddish. And therefore, after all this, he is saying, Laksha labhay alam. What is the use of millions and millions of other benedictions, O Lord? All of them are alam, useless. I just want this form. I want to get attached to this form, and may this form be always manifest in my heart. In this mode, Satyavrat Muni is glorifying. Now, Satyavrat Muni starts thinking about himself. Such big things I am asking. Am I qualified? I am asking for Sakshat Darshan. Am I qualified? And he feels very low. And in that feel of being unqualified, he starts calling out to the holy names of the Lord. He understands very well that I can get Sakshat Darshan of the Lord easily only when I chant His holy names. So by the way, there's a secret here that is given. When we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we chant it offenselessly, Lord reveals Himself to us. It begins with the name, where the devotee starts hearing each and every mantra that he is chanting. After that comes the next one. That is, the form of the Lord is revealed. He's not imagining. He's chanting Hare Krishna, he's able to hear continuously, and by the mercy of the Lord, he's able to see the form also very nicely. And our acharyas describe, it doesn't stop here. When the devotee perfects that stage also, he is able to see the Lila of the Lord manifesting. Again, he is not imagining, Lord is revealing. Whenever I speak about this, I feel a lot of pain in the heart because we are stuck in the first stage only. Struggling with chanting the holy names. Yes. Struggling with chanting the holy names. We chant few names and then again mind wanders here and there, and again we come back, few names, again we wander here and there. And sometimes all 16 rounds goes in wandering only. Yes. Yesterday one devotee was telling in one of the class that the best of the best productive ideas come during chanting, what to do. And that's a fact also. All of you agree? Very nice, huh? Shamelessly saying yes. But I also agree. Yes. Sometimes, I'll confess, sometimes when when I'm starting some new preaching project, all the planning happens during chanting at times. And then I feel guilt. What is this nonsense I'm doing? If Lord really wants, because sometimes devotees are in anxiety. See, Prabhuji, best ideas are coming during chanting. So it's better that I meditate on that and implement that after chanting. I always tell the devotees that, see, if Lord really wants you to implement that particular idea, after chanting also you can give no. Yes or no? Why are you supposed to be so focused? One devotee was asking that, Prabhuji, can I write down all the ideas that I'm getting during chanting? That was my question. How will you chant? Because all the time you'll be writing only. And one devotee shared his experience. He said, Prabhuji, I started writing all my ideas and I stopped after some time because the book became full. But here, Satyavrat Muni is very pakka devotee. He knows that if I have to get Sakshat Darshan of the Lord, I should chant the holy names. And therefore he starts chanting the holy names of the Lord. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Bhatanu Grihane Shamamakhya Medhyakshi Drishya. Again he says, Namami, I offer my obeisances. But here, our acharyas say, it's not the right way to say that I'm offering obeisances. You'd also say that Tubhyam, I'm offering obeisances onto you. How is that this person stops at Namami? Namo. And then directly he says, Namo Damodar. But again, our acharyas acknowledge, this person is in so much of love. He's floating in prema that he forgets all the etiquettes. And he says, Namami. I offer my obeisance, and immediately remembers the names, and he starts chanting the names, and he says, Damodara. Let me see if devotees who have been singing from years now, how many names Satyavrat Muni chants in this verse? Count, you chant mentally and count the names. Four? Five? Five? How many was it? Five? Some are still singing. What is the next? Namo Deva Damodar. Okay, let's discover. First is Namo Deva. So Deva is, hey Divya Rupa. Oh, beautiful personality. Oh, divine beauty. Because of this beauty only I am desiring. I am having this intense desire to take your darshan. Therefore he says Deva. Second he says Damodara. That person who has shown his wonderful, excellent quality of Bhakta Vashyata, where he has come under the control of his devotee. And therefore he is thinking that when it comes to Lord, naturally he has affection for his devotees, and therefore I think that even when I am not qualified, Lord will give me darshan. Looks like Lord will give me darshan. And he also understands from this one word, Damodar, Lord comes under the control of a devotee because the devotee has bhakti. And bhakti is the only way I can attain the Lord. He concludes here with this name, Damodar. By the way, these are not my commentaries, these are Sanatana Goswami's commentaries. Yes, he says this. Namo Deva, Damodara, Ananta. Ananta means infinite. Infinite, obviously, when it comes to his form, but at the same time, infinite when it comes to his merciful nature. And Satyavrat Muni is never remembering, oh Lord is extremely, infinitely merciful. And therefore, he'll surely shower his mercy onto me. Even when I'm not qualified, he'll surely shower his mercy onto me. Ananta. The next word that comes is Prabhu. Prabhu. And in this one word, Prabhu, Sanatana Goswami is saying, Hey Achintya, Ananta, Adbhuta, Mahashakti Yukta. He is saying, oh Lord, you are inconceivable, limitless, astonishingly you have grand potencies. And I understand very clearly that you cannot be perceived by my senses, not possible. Only when you reveal yourself with your Shaktis, then only I can see you, O Lord. In this way, he uses the word Prabhu. Oh Lord, please manifest in front of me. Please reveal yourself unto me. There is one name which normally devotees miss, and that is Isha. Where is the word Isha in this stanza? Let's sing. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodukha Jalabdhi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Bhatanu Griharnisha Mamagyam Edyakshi Drishya. So here is Isha. That is Grahana Isha. The word Isha comes. And this word Isha means, oh Lord, you are Param Swatantra. I cannot force you to appear in front of me. I cannot. But it's up to you. We are dependent on you, and you are not dependent on anyone to show your form. Please reveal your form, O Lord. Please reveal your form. We missed one name, Vishnu. Vishnu means Sarva Vyapaka. Oh Lord, you're there everywhere. Why is he using this word, you're there everywhere? Because what is he asking? He's asking, oh Lord, manifest in front of me. Appear in front of me. Give me a Sakshat Darshan. So Satyavrat Muni is saying, oh Lord, you're everywhere. You're here also. So when you are manifesting in front of me, it will not be a great effort because you're everywhere. It will be easy for you to manifest. Please manifest yourself onto me. So in this way, Satyavrat Muni chants the holy names and then he says, Prasida. O Lord, please be pleased with me. Please shower your mercy onto me. Hey Satyavrata, why are you praying so much? What is your current condition? And he is saying, Dukkha jalabdi magnam. O Lord, I am in dukkha. What dukkha Satyavrat Muni has? Anyone? Say if we ask in general a sadhaka, what dukkha you have? He says, Prabhuji, kahan se start karu? There's so much to tell. Kahan se start karu? We have so much of dukkha, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, etc. But see, we're talking about Satyavrat Muni, who is an advanced devotee. So Satyavrat Muni's dukkha is, I'm not able to get darshan of the Lord. That is his dukkha. But obviously when we sing, we can sing with a mode of our dukkha. But Satyavrat Muni is singing in a different mode. Oh Lord, I'm tormented by not seeing you. I'm tormented. And therefore he's saying, I'm ati dina. I'm ati dina. I'm very, very fallen. Why are you fallen? Because I'm not getting association of your saintly devotees. Because when your saintly devotees association is got, then by their association alone, a person becomes qualified to get darshan of yours, O Lord. I'm ati dina, I'm very, very fallen. And you know what? There is one more qualification of mine. I'm agya. I'm ignorant. I'm so ignorant, I don't know how to come out of all this problem that I'm in. Oh Lord, please help me. And with this mode, he says, Kripa drishti vrishtyati. Oh Lord, please shower your mercy onto me. Please shower your mercy onto me. Please be very, very merciful. Anugrahana. Edyakshi drishya. Please become visible in front of me. If this much eagerness we also get in life, oh. Therefore, when we are singing this, we have to appreciate the longing and the eagerness of Satyavrat Muni. How much he is eager? How much? How many stanzas now he has spoken that please come in front of me, please give your darshan, please give your darshan. But hey Satyavrata, you are not qualified. How will Lord appear in front of you? Satyavrat Muni is very intelligent. He says, I have a case study. And that case study is in Srimad Bhagavatam. And there he sings, 7th stanza. Kuveratmajau baddha murtyaiva yadvat tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajo kritau cha tatha prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha namokshe graho me sti damodareha. Sakshat darshan is very rare. सबको नहीं मिलता. किसको मिलता है फिर? Who get? The ones who have prema bhakti, only they will get. But I am fallen. How will I get? And the answer to this is, Lord is Bhakta Vatsal. Even when I am not qualified, Lord will surely shower His mercy. Because I get hope when I read Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, Bhagavatam gives a lot of hope, isn't it? Yes. Especially whenever I read Putana Uddhar Katha, gives me a lot of hope. She came to kill Krishna and Krishna gave the position of mother in spiritual world. Anyone here comes to kill Giridhari? Anyone? We cannot think also, isn't it? Yes, today I'll take knife and go in front of him. No. So naturally devotees come here with a mood to serve. Obviously we have our own arathas, that is there. But when the thought comes that that lady, in the guise of serving, she got that destination. When a person who has the mood of serving, what will Krishna give? Gives a lot of hope. A lot of hope. Similarly, now he is saying, Kuver Atma Jau Baddha Murtyaiva Yadvat Tvaya Mochitao Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha. Oh Lord, Baddha Murti. When you went close to those two trees, who are actually Kuvera Atmaja, there is Nala Kuvera and Manigrave, the sons of Kuvera. At that time you were bound. Baddha Murti. Your Sri Vigraha was bound. And by that same Sri Vigraha, you went close to those trees. The wooden grinding motor got stuck. You pulled a little bit and those trees fell. Mochitao, you delivered. You delivered Nalakuver and Manigrave. From what? What did Krishna deliver Nalakuver and Manigrave from? First is Narada's curse. And more importantly, they were delivered from the entire samsara, the entire material world. Very big thing, very big thing. And specifically uses the word Bhakti Bhajav, Tvaya Mochitau, Bhakti Bhajav. Oh Lord, they took shelter of Bhakti as supreme goal. They are the ones. Those who cannot give up shelter of Bhakti in any situation, basically the ones who does not give or give up Bhakti in any situation, they are called as Bhakti Bhajam. Yes. And through this, Satyavrat Muni is telling us, never we should give up Bhakti in any situation. Forget about giving up. Never we should pause Bhakti in any situation. So they took shelter of Bhakti in a very, very wonderful way. And therefore, they offered prayer to the Lord. When they came out of the trees as divine personalities, they offered prayer to the Lord. And they said, Vani gunanu kathane shravanau kathayam hastau cha karma sumanas tava padayornah smrityam shirastava nivasa jagat praname drishti satam darshanestu bhavattanuna. In short, they are telling, oh Lord, all our senses we want to use in your service. This is Bhakti Bhajam. All our senses we want to use in your service. So that time, Lord looked at these two personalities and Lord said, oh, that's wonderful. And he said, very, very wonderful thing. He said that since you both have desired to render devotional service, I bless you. I bless you with love and affection. I bless you with that prema. And Satyavrat Muni is remembering this dialogue where Nalakuver and Manigru is offering prayer and Krishna is blessing them. I bless you, that I give you prema. A very important point that is made here, that Lord gives prema bhakti when someone does devotional service, starting with engaging his gross senses in service of the Lord, then little higher engaging subtle senses in service of the Lord, and finally engaging his entire existence in service of the Lord. Then the prema bhakti is given. And yes, Satyavrat Muni is remembering all this. And now he is saying, Tatha prema bhakti swakamme prayacha. That prema bhakti I want, O Lord. Please give me. That prema bhakti. Nalakuver and Manigriv, they were naked. They were enjoying with females doing sense gratification. You gave them prema bhakti in the form, when they were in the form of trees. Oh Lord, please give me also that prema bhakti. And Lord is again asking, you want moksha? You want moksha? Moksha 1, moksha 2. Cha. You want any of it? And he is saying, Na mokshe graho mesti damodareha. Oh Lord, here in Vrindavan, I'll not ask for moksha. I'll not ask for moksha. I don't want anything apart from prema bhakti. Iha. This word represents prema bhakti in this particular verse. I want prema bhakti. Now Satyavrat Muni, finally he summarizes his entire prayers. And he says, now finally in the 8th stanza, let me offer my obeisances to different personalities. And he begins. Let's sing. Namaste stu damne spura dipti dhamne tvadiyodharayatha vishwasya dhamne Namo radhikaye tvadiya priyaye Namo nantalilaya devaya tobhyam. Now he's summarizing his prayers. Specifically speaking about various attributes of bhakti by offering obeisances. First thing he says is, I offer obeisances. Te damne namostu. I offer my obeisances to Dama, that is rope. Mahapasha, the great rope, the grand rope. And how is this rope? Spuradipti Dhama. It is the source of all effulgence. So first obeisances to the rope. Second obeisances. Tvadiya udaraya namostu. I offer obeisances to the belly. What is the greatness of the belly? Greatness of the belly is Vishwasya Dhama. It is the abode of the entire creation. And Krishna showed the entire creation to Mother Yashoda. How many times in Bal Lila? Once during Mridbhakshan, when Krishna ate mud, and second time, Krishna was there on Mother Yashoda's lap, and Krishna yawned, he opened his mouth. Like that. Yes. And when he opened his mouth, so at that time, Mother Yashoda looked into his mouth, and she saw the entire universe, entire creation, not just material universe, entire creation. So this way, Lord is showing that, Ma, my belly, it holds the entire creation. And Mother Yashoda, I'll bind you and that entire creation also. And literally, Mother Yashoda, when she is binding Krishna, can you imagine? She is binding entire creation of the Lord. One simple question to all of you. Belly is so great than compared to the rope. Yes or no? So why first obeisances to rope and then to belly? What is that? Okay, rope is controlling the belly. Okay. I'll tell Sanatana Goswami to include this in commentary. That's correct. And what else? And the rope was tied by Yashoda. Okay, very nice. And belly is Krishna's and rope is Yashoda's. That makes point. That makes sense. Anything else? Okay, rope is very fortunate. Then the belly. Okay. Okay, love of Yashoda is there in the rope. Sanatana Goswami says that first obeisance is offered to the rope because rope is on the belly. That's it. So rope is on the belly, the first obeisance to the rope and then to the belly. But now, after having spoken this, Satyavrat Muni understands, I need one person's mercy. Only by that person's mercy, that person's recommendation, Krishna will accept me. And then he says, Namo Radhikaye. Oh Srimati Radharani, please accept my obeisances. Krishna is saying this. Satyam, Satyam, Punha Satyam, Satyam Eva Punha Punha. Vina Radha Prasadena, Mat Prasado na Vidyate. Krishna is saying, I'm telling you Satya, Satya. Again I'm telling you Satya. Again I'm telling you Satya. Again and again, Punha Punha. That is, without receiving the mercy of Srimati Radharani, you cannot receive my mercy. Therefore, when we sing this last line, Namo Radhikaya, multiple times devotees sing. I don't know what will be the mood of devotees, or maybe it's coming in parampara, therefore we sing multiple times. But the mood is this, Maya, only you can save me. I have no qualification. I'm trying my best to do this vrata, Kartik vrata. I have no qualification to attain Krishna. But I have a desire. Therefore I come to bhakti. Therefore I'm trying to render some service. You please shower your mercy onto me. You please shower your mercy. I'm the most unqualified one. And she's after all mother. Even when the baby is full of urine and stool, mother's clean. Yes, she will clean us. she'll take us. She'll recommend our name. Radharani's quality is, she tells Krishna, this devotee is best devotee, much better than me. Please take him. And Krishna says, I know what he is. But since you're recommending, oh Radhe, I'll accept. Therefore, Prabhupada says, in one of the lecture title is, oh Srimati Radharani, please recommend my name to Krishna. This is one of the title of a lecture. Therefore he says, Namo Radhikayai, Tvadiya Priyayai. Oh Lord, she is very, very dear to you. Oh Lord, not just very dear to you, she is dear to your Tvadiya, your Tadiya also, your devotees also. And therefore, naturally, she is very, very dear to you. Very, very dear to you. And last line, see, last line has to be really the line because he has spoken so much. Last line should be the most sweetest. Madhurena samapayet. That's how it is said. The sweetest thing should be kept for the end. And therefore he has kept it for the end. And he says, Namo Nanta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Namo Nanta Lilaya. After meditating on all these wonderful pastimes of the Lord, now he's remembering that Lila, which is the topmost Lila in Krishna's entire pastimes. And he says, I remember that pastime with Srimati Radharani, the Maharas, the Rasa Lila, which Krishna enjoys, with all the wonderful devotees of his. And remembering that pastime, Namo Nanta Lilaya, Devaya Tubhyam, again he says, you are Deva. Let me not forget that. You are that Bhagavan. You're Lokottara. You're supernatural. You're divine. You're transcendental. To that personality who is not ordinary, I offer my obeisances. So in this way, in the 8 verses of Damodar Ashtakam, what all things Satyavrat Muni has given us. By the way, I just summarized. You want to understand more deeply, you can dive deep in each verse. There's so much to discuss. Hours together. But finally, we have discussed all this only for one reason. So that our absorption can be more when we sing Damodar Ashtakam. Last shloka for today. Why Damodar Ashtakam should be sung in Kartik. Damodar Ashtakam Nama Stotram Damodararchanam Nityam Damodarakarshi Pathet Satyavratoditam. Instruction given. One should regularly recite Damodar Ashtakam in the month of Kartik, as spoken by Satyavrata. Why? What will I get? And the answer is Damodar Akarshi, because this attracts Lord Damodar. So if anyone who really wants to attract Damodar's mercy in this month of Damodar, we should sing Damodar Ashtakam with absorption, meditating on all this and begging for mercy. Surely by the end of the Vrata, by their mercy, we'll advance in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. It was an achievement for me to complete in time. Okay. Any questions anyone wants to ask?
ഭാഗം വർണ്ണിക്കുന്നു. പിന്നെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് കൂടി പാട്ടിലൂടെ കഴിഞ്ഞ്
ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ പ്രഭുജി.
ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ അവരെ തന്റെ കാരുണ്യ ദൃഷ്ട്യാ ജീവിപ്പിക്കുന്നതും
You ask why I'm able to hear.
രൂപത്തിൽ വൃന്ദാവനത്തിലെ മകളുടെയും വിവരിക്കുന്നു. അവസാനം കുമ്മിൽ കൃഷ്ണ പിന്നെ മംഗളും. ഈ കളി കൂടുതൽ ആസ്വാദകരമാക്കാൻ അണികളെ കൂടെ
Okay, so Prabhu's question is, the ultimate goal of bhakti, is it to get the darshan of the Lord? Actually, that's not the ultimate goal. Yes. Here, the mood of Satyavrat Muni is, I want to serve you. Therefore, I want your darshan. Yes. So whenever you see such statements, one thing that we have to notice, the devotees in Prema Bhakti, they have so much of greed to serve. Every moment they want to serve. Every moment. So with that greed, he is speaking all this. Devotees have a lot of greed that, no, I want to personally do this service. You know? See, when it comes to this particular 8 verses that we sang today, it talks about developing attachment to the Lord. So that attachment is
Hare
needed to
Krishna.
serve. Yes. So without attachment, we cannot serve. So entire discussion or entire glorification is all about developing that attachment. What is that? By chanting the holy names? Okay, by chanting the holy names, will we develop that attachment?
To serve.
Yes, indeed. Because when we are chanting the holy names, when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord, when that dirt is removed, naturally our constitutional position will manifest. That is that is service mode.
Any questions? One more.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful session. So in this Damodar Ashtakam, we see that Satyavrata Muni is longing for that Bal Roop. And usually we see that they are in tradition, people generally worship Laddu Gopal, but that is not recommended. How we can understand
Iskcon.
this?
In Iskcon.
Yes.
Only
So
in
how we
Iskcon
can
it's
understand?
not. Okay. See, when it comes to worshipping the form of the Lord, deity form, so how do we receive the deities? Deities we receive in parampara. So the acharyas in the parampara, they should give us the deities. We don't decide which deity to worship. Obviously, when devotees go to Vrindavan, Louis Bazaar, they are so attracted. And sometimes devotees say that the deity was telling me, take me home, therefore I got him. So one thing that we have to notice, that deities are given in parampara. Yes. So in our parampara, the Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, we have been asked to worship this Kishore form of the Lord. Yes. See, there's nothing wrong in worshipping Laddu Gopal. In another parampara, Laddu Gopal is the prime deity. In Vallabhacharya's parampara, that is Rudra parampara, Laddu Gopal is what is supposed to be worshipped, for them. Because that is the mood that is given to them. But in our parampara, in Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, we have been asked to worship, this Kishore form of the Lord. So there's nothing wrong in aspiring for Bal Roop of the Lord. But when it comes to worship of the deities, we have to ask, Acharyas have given me which deity? So for us, we have been given 3 deities. That is Radha Krishna, Gaurnitai and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. These are 3 deities given to us in parampara. So therefore we worship them like that. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So this is the last question. Huh? Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful pastimes of Damodar Ashtakam. Thank you so much for this. Prabhu, my question is, because of next 20 or 15 days, we have to remember Damodar Ashtakam and the Lila form. How can we remember a whole year? Because after 1 year, 1 month will come. Always, how can we observe in these pastimes? Because after 1 month, we forgot and we'll remember lotus feet only.
See, vratas are done so that we can intensify our sadhana. Yes. It's not that we increase and then we suddenly fall down from there. So 1 month of practice that we have is meant to continue. So we have to continue. We have to continue. Yes. So whatever we have been doing, we have to continue like that.
Thank you, Guru.
Sorry, for want of time, we will have the questions. If you have still any, much later when Prabhuji is free. Sri Sri Gandharvika Giridhari Sriman Mahaprabhu ki